Assalamu alaikum, hello and namaste. Welcome to another inspirational episode, number 105 of the Limelight. I'm your host Fareen here, and I'm also a voice coach and a podcast coach. So, today on the hot seat, we have a very sweet personality. She is a career and a business coach, and she is also the founder of P Factor Coaching. So, listeners, please welcome our guest, Jackie Lawrence. Hello, Jackie. How are you doing today?
Hi, Faheen. I am absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much for having me here on your show today. Really do appreciate this opportunity to come and chat with you and your guests.
Thank you so much. Well, Jackie, I really appreciate you took time and we are doing this podcast, and I'm looking forward to know more from you.
Yes, no, absolutely. Yeah, I enjoy listening to your podcast and I'm happy for this opportunity and wanted to congratulate you again on over 100 podcasts. Great achievement.
Thank you so much. Well, Jackie, before we talk about your profession and what you do, I want you to tell our listeners about yourself.
Of course. So my name is Jackie, as Faheen has already introduced me, Jackie Lawrence, and I am a career and business strategy coach. I am also a former lawyer. So prior to becoming a coach, I spent 15 years working as a banking lawyer, working in banks, working in corporates, and that's where really my interest and love for coaching came about because I started to get more and more involved in helping people and a lot of the corporate responsible initiatives that the company had in terms of going into areas where there are vulnerable children and helping them with interview skills and helping them get prepared for society, working in society basically. And then I also started mentoring people, and that really instilled in me that set of emotion and love for working with people and helping people to achieve their goals, their objectives, which then led me to go and to do my business and personal coaching course and become accredited with the ICF as a coach. And as a result of that, I have then moved on to set up my own coaching business, which helps and supports people both from a career coaching perspective and also those people who are either in the early stages of their business, so just looking to start up, or even if you're much more further along the line, just helping you achieve your goals, your objectives, and a thriving business or career.
There's so much you offer, and I pray that God blesses you and your family with all the health and happiness in life.
Thank you. I received that blessing and I bless you back.
Thank you so much. Okay, now my question is, what is the most challenging thing of being a coach?
Oh, that's a really interesting and good question, Fahim. I would say is the ability to service as many people as you truly want to help. Part of it is because I know from my perspective, I really love doing one-to-one
Mhm.
with people because when you're in a one-to-one with someone, you can really tailor that coaching and help them tap into their potential because that's what I'm all about, helping people to really understand that they can go much further and achieve much more than they really think in their mind if they just open themselves up to the possibilities of achieving. And for me, it's really having the time, enough hours in the day, I would say, to really being in touch and helping people achieve their goals and their dreams. So that's one of my challenges, definitely the time management thing, I would say. And the other thing is, of course, even though you're coaching people, you still, as a coach, need to continue developing yourself, right? So
Yeah.
you need to invest in your own personal development because I'm a firm believer in that you can only take someone as far as you go. Okay. So if you want to take people further, you yourself need to drive yourself to achieve your goals and objectives and be an example to others.
Yes, well said, Jackie. And as you said, that, time management, my next question was related to that. Okay. How do you balance between your home and your work?
Oh yes, that is really challenging because from my perspective, I have I'm what you call a sandwich family.
Mm-hmm.
So I care for my mother who has a terminal illness, but she's in good spirits and she's there doing her thing. But I also care for a young child. I have a young daughter, and
Mm-hmm.
my husband works abroad. So I'm very much at both ends of the spectrum. So time management for me is a really critical thing. And for me, I do a lot of, I've tried a lot of things and I've got into a lot of time blocking. And I find what really works for me is carving out time for me in the beginning. So it's very easy to give out so much to everyone else because I'm trying to get her off to school and I'm trying to do my work and get ready for my day for my clients and be prepared for them, and giving out to my mother, that often you find that you yourself become depleted. But if I become burnt out, then I'm no use to anyone else. So
Right.
I've learned that I have to challenge or channel time into myself first. So what I tend to do is I have my calendar and I block out my me time. So this can be time, even if it's spent 20 minutes reading, 20 minutes just going for a walk. So I put my me time in first. So I know that that's my me time. Then I put my family time in. So that's, when do I need to pick my daughter up from school, when I need to prepare meals, when I need to do things around the home, when we need to have Zoom calls with my husband, those sorts of things. And then I put my work time in. We do not want to be in a position where we are living to work, is what my motto is. I'm not living to work. I want to do work because I enjoy it and I still want it to be a passion. And so I have learned to schedule my time around me and my family. But at the same time, I do make, accommodation. Sometimes we have to accommodate for people. So there are some clients who have, for whatever reason, they've got their families and they only have time in the evening for an evening call. And I will make exceptions and I will make allowances. But generally, it is really important to get the balance. And it's interesting that you've raised this question now for him, because I find with the whole COVID thing and more people doing remote working,
Yeah.
it becomes even more important to put a structure into your day, because it's very easy for all the time just to blend together because you spend so much time working from home. And so I try to keep that routine of getting up in the morning, getting dressed as if I was going out into the office to work. And at towards the end of the day, I then change again into my what I call my home lounge clothes.
Okay.
So that in a way puts me in a different frame of mind. This is my working clothes, this is my working mode. And towards the end of the day, when I'm finished, I change because now I'm in my home lounge around clothes. So it changes your mentality and your focus by doing that.
Right, right. And I totally believe that, as you said, you have to have that me time because we keep others the priority in the first priority. And for our things, we sometimes neglect a lot. So, as you said, me time is always important and start with that. That is a main thing which I learned today because I keep it at the end of the day.
And that's the thing a lot of us do, and I used to, but often, even if it means getting up 15 minutes, okay? So you
Hmm.
may want to get up 20 minutes earlier to meditate, to pray, to whatever it is. Some people do yoga, some people want to go for a jog in the morning, but just get that little bit of quality me time at the beginning of the day, because there are always unexpected things that happen, right? And sometimes when we leave it towards the end of the day, that time gets used up for whatever reason, and we don't actually get that me time in. So trying to slot it in, at least get a slot in at the beginning of the day, and try and factor in 10, 15 minutes during the day, even if you can't factor a whole hour. But just that little time where you can close your eyes and just shut everything off, your phone, everything, can just read or focus on you, really does make the difference.
Yes, you are right. Okay, now after all this serious discussion, I have a fun segment for you. It is called the rapid fire round. Okay.
Okay, fun. I love fun.
I'll be asking you three random questions which you can answer in one word or a sentence.
Okay.
Cool. So, now my first question is, if you were to describe yourself in one word, what would that one word be?
Ooh, I would say impactful.
Mm, you are.
You.
You're welcome. Okay, now second question is, which is your favorite cuisine? Like, where you like to dine out or eat?
Oh, I really do like Thai food. So we have, there's not that many around in the world, but we had one not too far from where I live called the Blue Elephant.
Mm-hmm.
And it really, yeah, I think there are some, there's one in Dubai, or there's some in Thailand, but they're really kind of set up. The whole environment brings you into a Thailand feel, just the way how they've designed it. So I'm a real lover of Thai food. And it just being, if I can get to go to that restaurant, it just makes you feel like you're in a totally different country. You don't actually realize where you are, and you get lost not only in the food and the cuisine, but the whole environment captures that whole Thai feeling.
Wow, that would be so nice to go. Lovely, lovely. Okay, my last question is, which is your favorite song, like when you were in teens or, as you grew up, still your favorite?
Wow, that's really interesting. Oh gosh, let me think of which one is my favorite. I think I'll have to choose one from wow, now I'm thinking back, which one should I choose? I've always loved Destiny's Child.
Oh, wow.
So I'd probably go for one of a Destiny's Child's numbers. I've always liked one like I'm a Survivor, because I've always found that quite spicy, and it's quite one
Yes.
that revs you up. So yeah, I think I'd go with I'm a Survivor, because that's how I like to look at life. I like to look at the positive outlook on life.
Yeah, yeah. And I still love that song because it gives so much of energy into especially a woman.
Exactly, it does, doesn't it? It just taps into your energy zone.
Yeah. Right. Lovely, lovely. Your answers were amazing. Thank you so much, Jackie.
And thank you so much, Fahim. This has been fun. I've really enjoyed this opportunity. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. So now we have reached to the last segment of our podcast where I ask your advice for our listeners.
Okay, so I would say one of the best pieces of advice I would probably give to all your listeners is to take every day in your stride. Okay.
Mhm.
So, what I mean by that is we all have things that we want to achieve, we all have goals, and sometimes in life things do not go the way that we plan. And that's okay. We just need to take it in our stride, take time out, take time to reflect, particularly now that it's coming towards the end of the year. So, one of the things that I do, and I've been encouraging my clients to do, is if you're in business, to be doing a business performance review. And you can do the same as an individual with your own personal goals. Do a personal goals review. And this is just taking time out now to just sit back and think, how has this year gone? Yes, it's been unusual, but then you can still see the good in it. And then just pick three key things that you want to give gratitude for. So, what are you really grateful for this year? And three things that you've achieved. Okay. And three things that maybe you didn't achieve, but you want to work on next year. So, really, just taking what's happened in this year in your stride, giving thanks for certain things, looking forward to what you can do for 2021, and just taking that time out to reflect and just maintain that space for yourself to grow. Give yourself the pace and the time. to just grow and develop. So that's what I would definitely, the advice I would give to your listeners, to take every day in your stride, but showing appreciation for what has happened in the past, being grateful for what you still managed to achieve despite the ups and downs of the year, and then thinking about what more you can do. So if you want to be an impactful person, or if you're somebody who wants to, you aspire for growth, whatever it is, whatever your focus word or keyword is for 2021, start planning for it from now.
Wow. Yes, that's an amazing advice. Three key points to know about the gratitude and what you have really achieved this year. And that will give us some positive thing to go forward and plan out our 2021.
Definitely. Yes. Started on a positive note.
Yes, right. Jackie, I thank you once again for making time for this podcast. I know you're busy, super busy, and we made it happen. Thank you so much.
Yes, we did. And thank you so much, Fahim, for having me on here. I appreciate it. And I wish you all the best for the rest of 2020 and for the upcoming 2021.
Thank you so much, Jackie. Thank you so much. Okay, listeners, if you have liked this episode, please click on the like button of the Limelight page, and I will be giving you details regarding Jackie and her work. She does coaching work, and you can connect with her if you want to. And this podcast also will be available on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Anchor, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Do check it out and subscribe. Thank you for listening and have a great day ahead. Allah Hafiz.